If you're waiting to have all the money, tools, or resources before starting your dream project or business, you may wait forever. See, because the miracle of resource multiplication happens when you start with what you have. In the book of Mark chapter 6 from verse 30 to 44, the Bible recorded that Jesus fed 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. In this video, I'm going to review 6 faith-based principles of resource multiplication from that miracle to help you start and finish your dream project or business even when you feel like you have just nothing. Number 1, take inventory of what you have. See, start with what you have already. There must be something that you have already. So start with the lowest hanging fruit. Take inventory of what you have. List the things down. See, to take inventory is to unfold the things that you have. So most of the times, there may be things that you have that you're not taking notice of. So you have to take inventory of them. So in taking inventory of what you have to ask yourself a fundamental question: what do I have? And when you ask yourself this question, what do I have? So you have to answer it with an open mind. So you have to look inward and list everything that you think that you have that is relevant to starting that project. It may not always be money. A lot of times people are waiting for money, to start up their business or to start up their project. But in actual sense, what they actually need at that moment to start is not money. See, when Jesus embarked on this project of feeding 5,000 people, he took inventory. He took inventory by asking the disciples a fundamental question. What do we have? So he asked, what do we have means, look inward. What do we have to feed these people? So you have to ask yourself this same question. Jesus asked the disciples this question: what do we have? What do we have inside? What do we have to embark on this project? What do we have to feed these 5,000 people? So you have to ask yourself, what do I have? What do I have inside? And that takes me to principle number 2. Principle number 2, don't give up. So after taking inventory, after listing down everything that you have that is relevant or that is helpful to starting up that business or to starting up that project, don't be discouraged. Even when what you have listed seems insufficient compared to the volume of the business, compared to the volume of the project that you want to embark, don't give up. Just like Jesus, as he embarked on the project of feeding 5,000 people, when he asked the question of taking inventory, what do we have? The disciples came up with the fact that they had nothing. They came up with discouraging answers. How can we feed 5,000 people? We are in a desert. Where can we even buy something that can feed this kind of crowd? It's better you let them go. The disciples were so discouraged. They gave discouraging answer to Jesus, when he asked them to take inventory of what they have. So, but Jesus did not give up. Jesus did not mind, their discouraging answer. In other words, Jesus did not see the insufficiency of the available resource. And that's what I'm showing you in this second principle. Refuse to see the insufficiency of the resources that you've gathered. Refuse to see it small. Act like Jesus. Jesus did not give up when the disciples came with discouraging answers that, Master, we have nothing. But even if we can get some food around, it's nothing compared to the crowd. It's not compared to the project that we want to embark on. So refuse to give up. But Jesus, the Bible recorded that Jesus ignored the answer. Jesus refused to see what they are seeing. Jesus refused to see the insufficiency of the resources. So I want you in this principle, you have to refuse. You have to look away. Look away from the seeming insufficiency of the available resources. Most of the times, a lot of dreams die not because of lack of resources, but because of discouragement. So you have to avoid being discouraged at this point. You have to refuse to give up on that dream. You have to refuse to give up on that project. This leads me to principle number 3. So principle number 3, leverage connections. So you have to leverage the connections that you have. By this I mean, even when it does seem as if the resources that you have available is insufficient, you can extend to the connections that you have. By that I mean, you can extend to your friends, your well-meaning friends. You can extend to colleagues. You can extend to even family members. So I don't mean that you reach out to people who can discourage you. No, but you reach out to well-meaning friends. You can collaborate with friends. You can collaborate with colleagues. See, even Jesus, when the disciples were taking inventory of what is available to feed the 5,000 people, the disciples, they didn't have any food. In other words, they didn't have any resources to feed the 5,000 people, but they extended their connection. They extended to the crowd. So they leveraged the connection that they have. What do I mean? They extended to the crowd and they discovered a young boy, with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. They collaborated with the boy. What do I mean? They collaborated, they partnered with the boy. So they partnered with the boy that had the resources, the boy that had the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And it was with that they fed the 5,000 people. So even Jesus partnered, even Jesus leveraged connection. The disciples of Jesus leveraged the connections around. So in this top principle, you have to leverage the connections that you have. It's not compulsory that you have all the resources yourself. It's not compulsory that you must have everything required to start up that business. It's not compulsory that you must have everything required to start up that project. Sometimes you can partner with somebody. You can partner with your colleague. You can partner with your family member. You can reach out to the connections that you have around. So explore the connections. Explore useful connections that you have available. And God blesses partnership, healthy relationship. This takes me to principle number 4. Principle number 4, declare it enough. When you've listed your resources, you've gathered everything, declare that is enough. See it as being enough to start up that project. See it as being enough to start up the business, whatever project it is that you want to embark on. See that what you have is enough to start. See, when in the case of Jesus, when the disciples came up, that Master, this is the resources that we have available. We have just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. But what can this do compared to the volume of the project? What can this do compared to the 5,000 people that we are seeing in front of us? 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Jesus looked at them and he said, it is enough. It is enough. Bring it. Jesus told them to bring it. So irrespective of what you want to start, see, the available resources may seem insufficient, may seem small, but you have to declare it enough. You have to see it as enough. For that which you consider small, God calls it a seed to begin. That which you call insufficient, God is calling it a seed for you to start with. Declare that what you have is enough to start. Declare that what you have is sufficient to start. Is sufficient to start. Jesus started with what they had. Jesus told them, yes, that's enough. That's enough. Bring it to me. Jesus told them to bring. So start with what you have. You have to learn not to neglect your little beginning. Don't despise your little beginning. Don't despise the things that are available, the resources that are available to you. Those resources available are sufficient for you to start up that business. They are sufficient for you to start up that project, irrespective of what you want to embark on, irrespective of what that project is. And so this leads me to principle number 5. Principle number 5, bless what you have. So you have to take the available resources and bless it so as to connect it with the power of divine multiplication. You have to take that which you have at hand, the resources, the available resources, and give God thanks. Give thanks to God so as to connect it to supernatural power of infinite multiplication. See, instead of complaining about what is missing, you have to give God thanks for what is present. See, because gratitude unlocks multiplication and abundance, while complaining freezes it. So instead of complaining about what is not present, instead of focusing on what is lacking, what is missing, focus on what is available and give God thanks for what is available. When you give thanks, you unlock the power of multiplication. You unlock the power of resource multiplication. When you give thanks, you are practicing a higher principle of gratitude, and gratitude unlocks abundance. Gratitude unlocks prosperity. Gratitude unlocks multiplication. But when you complain that this one is missing, when you complain, I don't have the money, I don't have the talent, I don't have nobody to help me, this is not enough, this is not enough, you are freezing the power of God to multiply what you have. You are freezing, you are making the power of God of no effect. But when you give thanks for that which is available, when you give thanks for that which you have, you attract the power of infinite multiplication on the available resources. See, when Jesus asked the disciples, he said, bring that. When the disciples, in principle number 3, told Jesus, this is what we have, Jesus declared it enough. Jesus declared it enough, and then he took that which was available, the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. He gave God thanks. He gave God thanks. So you have to take what you have at hand. You have to take the resources available for that project, for that business, and give thanks. When you do so, you unlock divine power of infinite multiplication. When you thank God all deeply for what you have, even when that seems insufficient, even when that thing seems small, it helps to reframe, it helps to switch your mindset from scarcity to abundance. For instance, instead of complaining and saying, I have only $500 in my bank account, you can switch and say, thank you, Lord, for this $500 is a seed that will grow. It's a seed that will multiply, and that will be sufficient for me to start my project, for me to start my business, for me to start whatever that you want to start. And so this brings me to principle number 6. Act in faith. See, you have to take faith-based action. So you've gathered the resources, you've taken inventory. You didn't give up even when the resources seemed insufficient. You declared it enough. You leveraged the connections that you have, and you gave thanks for the available resources. And now you act in faith. That's the 6th principle. You act in faith. It's time now for you to take a leap of faith. Take a bold step and start. The miracle of resource multiplication happens in the field of action, not in the planning room. All of this time that you're planning, all of this time that you've been taking inventory, all of this time that you've been declaring is enough, all of this time that you've been giving thanks, now it's time to take action. It's time to move out. It's time to take the first step. This is the most important part of all the planning session of the projects. It's time to take the first step. It's time to take a leap of faith. If you get what I'm about to share with you now in this point number 6, it will change your life forever. See, Jesus, after giving thanks, he brought the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. The Bible recorded that he gave thanks. But after giving thanks, the 5 loaves of bread remained the 5 loaves. Nothing seemed to have changed. The 2 fish remained the same 2 fish. Jesus, he acted by faith. He acted by faith. Jesus knew that after giving thanks that something has shifted, even though the resources seemed the same. But he knew that something has shifted after giving thanks. And so he took an action. He took an act of faith. He handed the same 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish to the disciples. The Bible recorded, this is great. The Bible recorded that the miracle of resource multiplication happened when they went out to distribute. In other words, in the field of action, the miracle of resource multiplication, was not obvious when Jesus gave thanks. It was not obvious in the inventory session. It was not obvious even when Jesus declared it enough. It was only obvious when Jesus took an act of faith. See, you've been planning of the business. You've been waiting for resources. You've been planning. See, you've been waiting. You've been taking inventory. You've been planning about that business that you want to start. You've been planning to get married. You've been planning to buy that new house. It is time for you to take an action of faith. Yes, it is time to take an action of faith. It is time for you to move out. It is time for you to take that first step. If you wait till you have all the resources, there's not going to be a time. Stop waiting when everything will be complete. There's not going to be any time everything will be complete for you to start. Stop waiting for when every situation will be favorable, every condition will be favorable. There's not going to be a time every condition will be favorable. You have to start the way you are. You have to go with what you have. You have declared it enough. You have given thanks. It's time to move. Move out with what you have. Start that business with what you have. What is it that you want to embark on this year? What is that business, that dream business that you want to embark on? What is that project that you have planned to start this year? It is time to start. You have been planning. You have taken inventory. It's enough. You have declared it enough. You have been planning. The planning is enough. Now it's time to take action. I have come to you to tell you, take action. What you have is enough. The disciples took the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and the miracle of their life happened in the field of distribution. The miracle of your life will happen if you take that action of faith. The miracle of your life will happen if you take a leap of faith, having listened to this message. If you take a leap of faith, yes, I am speaking to you. If you take a leap of faith and start up that business with that which you have given thanks to God with that available resources that you've given thanks, that you are blessed. If you take a leap of faith, the miracle, just as it happened in the case of Jesus' projects of feeding the 5,000 people, the same power of multiplication, resource multiplication, will be impacted on what you have available. The miracle of feeding 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish is not just a miracle. This is Jesus living for us a blueprint of resource multiplication for us to follow, to be able to start and finish every project that we want to embark on, even when the resources available seems insufficient. Is a blueprint of resource multiplication. It's not just a miracle. Jesus did that to live for us, a blueprint to follow, to be able to start and finish any project that we want to embark on, whether the resources available is sufficient or not. He gave us a principle to follow, a faith-based principle to follow. The disciples, they noticed that as they tear the bread and give to one person, the bread grows up again. As they tear the fish grows up again. In other words, the resources keep on multiplying. They were able to feed 5,000 people. The Bible recorded 5,000 people with women and children not even counted. In other words, there were more than 5,000 if you count the women and children available. They fed the people and still have leftovers. That's what's going to happen to you. I'm speaking to you. You that you're hearing this message now, wherever you are, whether you're hearing it in the YouTube or anywhere, wherever you are, you're hearing this message today. God is telling you, yes, it's enough. Move out and see. Move out to see. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Start up that business as you said you will start. Embark on that project as you said you will do. Get married as you said you will do. Start up that thing that you have, that thing that you have planned, that you've written down that you will do this year. Start it up as you said and see God move and see the miracle of multiplication applied to you. And that's why I'm telling you, don't wait to see everything complete. Jesus didn't wait to see the bread multiply before he took the first action. Don't wait to see the resources complete. Don't wait to see all the money in your bank account before you start up that big work. Don't wait to see all the tools available before you start. Don't wait to go for all the training before you start. You are good to go. And so, I tell you today, this miracle of Jesus feeding 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish is not just a miracle. Is a blueprint of resource multiplication that Jesus has left for us to emulate, for us to copy. This is a blueprint of resource multiplication for anyone that wants to embark on a project and feeling that he or she has insufficient resources. This is a blueprint for you to follow to be able to start that project and finish it. This is a blueprint for you to follow to be able to start up that business and finish. This is a blueprint for you to follow to start up and complete that project. So, if you have taken inventory of what you have available and you didn't give up even when the available resources seemed insufficient, you leveraged the connections that you have, you reached out for partnership and you declared what you have as being enough and you gave thanks to God for what's available, and now you take the action of faith. You take a leap of faith. You take action step. Nothing shall be impossible unto you in terms of starting and finishing that project, in terms of starting and finishing that business strong, in terms of starting and completing that project. Nothing shall be impossible unto you. And you will see that which seems insufficient, that available resources which seems small, you will see it multiply to being enough to start and to finish that project. So this is what I have brought to you. And I hope that this video blesses you. And if this video blesses you, I want you to, like this video. I want you to share this video to your friends, to your family members, to as many as you think that may need to hear this message, to as many as you think that may need to be blessed by this message. Until I come your way next time, keep living in that atmosphere of next level success and happiness. Bye-bye.